Hello guys, welcome in today's episode. Before we start, as always, I've got a small request. If you guys learning and enjoying from the contents, do not forget to like the video, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe and activate the bell so you do not miss the accurate market updates. Starting from the BTC as usual under a higher time frame. The weekly time frame, in the last couple of weeks, as you remember, 36,500 was the breakout level under a weekly time frame in order to break the primary support. However, don't forget that we have got another support levels above us at around $48,000 and $50,000. However, we've got a beautiful candle that expected in the last 2 weeks, and that closed at around $39,000 plus. However, I'm going to draw your attention in this scenario. And as you remember, since the end of the January and beginning of the February, that we started looking at this potential bear divergence on the weekly time frame. If you're paying attention during the bull market, on the lower time frames, this type of bear divergence on the lower time frames, it may fail. However, higher time frames, there is a huge chance that these bear divergence will play out, but it will take some time, and you need to keep an eye on it, and you need the patience as well. So as you saw, the price action kept printing a higher highs, but on the RSI we saw a lower highs. As a result, as I said, as long as we're going to be holding this level of 70, then we are good to go. When we broke the level 70, I mentioned that this time we will print new all-time high, and as a result we had $65,000. That was my first target. The second target on the price action was around $68,000 and $70,000. However, we didn't reach to that target because the entire market was expecting the $70,000. And the second time when we came around here, that was a bit concerning because daily time frame as well as the lower and mid time frame started flashing a bearish signal. As a result, we saw a massive dump. However, in the last couple of weeks, I mentioned that we have to hold the level 50. Ideally, maximum we can go to lower level of the 45. So as you can see, we held 44 level. At the moment, we are above 45 level. I want to see the RSI to go above 50, maybe just claim as a support, and then we were good to go towards the upside. So keep an eye on the RSI on the weekly time frame. Moving on to a daily time frame. No change under the daily time frame. As soon as we broke this level of around $58,000, $57,000, we moved towards with the harsh decline under the bear's control. Right at this moment, still we are under the bear's control, but I'm expecting slight pullback, as I said, on the lower time frames as well as the mid time frame. We're going to discuss that in a multiple time frame analysis, and then as long as we manage to print the higher high structure, and then there might be some hope in the market. So overall, daily time frame is heavily under the water. Moving on to 4-hour time frame. We've been following 3 resistance levels, which is the major level of the resistance number 3 is going to be around 45 and 47.5, $48,000 area. And this is the level which I'm keep mentioning in the last few weeks, the real battle will take place. And since the bottom, as you remember, we had 2 targets. This was support number 2, which I shared via my Twitter account. And then there was another support based on a higher time frame, the Fibonacci level. So that Fibonacci was a mirror image of the 618, this level, that was around $27,000 and $28,000. And as soon as we hold at this level and under lower time frame, we start getting a bullish signal. Since then, we moved towards the upside. From the support number 2, the BTC provided 33% spot profit. If you're a leverage trader, as I said, you do the maths for yourself. 5 times it would have been given 150% plus profit. 10 times you've already been up by 330% profit. However, since the price action broke the upper line of this resistance, as I mentioned, the main time frames is going to be 2-hour as well as the 4-hour. As long as we're going to have a 2-hour and 4-hour confirmation, the bullish confirmation, in the first place we're going to go the lower line of this, the resistance number 2. However, getting 4-hour time under 4-hour time frame, highly likely we're going to go upper level of this resistance number 2. As you remember, in the previous video, we had a confirmation under a 2-hour time frame. And in the last video, as I said, we had a confirmation on the 4-hour time frame. So we reached to our target with a less than 1.5% difference. So the level was 42,000, and the highest one of this candle was $41,341. So literally less than $700 difference. And you obviously, you won't wait to go all the way up and then you will take your profit. You will take it 2-3% below this level in order to secure your profits earlier on. So as soon as we broke $36,000, 4 hours started giving us a bullish signal. Since the last video and previous one, as I said, that we're going to come around in the resistance number 2 and we will have a decent pullback. So at the moment we're having this pullback at around resistance number 1. Don't forget that this support and resistance lines are based on a multiple time frame support resistance. So at the moment in the resistance number 1 we've got multiple time frame resistance levels. So we've got upper line and in the middle we've got another line. So overall keep an eye on this resistance number 1. Moving on to 2-hour time frame. Before we move on to the lower time frames, if you want to learn all these technical analysis, what I'm showing, and if you want to become an independent professional trader, or you're interested in the institutional trading system, you can message me via Telegram at Magnate, and 101 intense mentorship is available. It only takes you 5 to 10 hours to master this all. During the course, you will learn day trading, i.e. scalping, swing, and as well as the long-term as an investor trading systems. Moving on. 2-hour time frame starts giving a bullish signal at around $35,000, and as soon as we got $35,000, that was the first confirmation for us to go to all the way up to resistance, lower line of this resistance number 2. So at the moment 2-hour time frame is under the bull's control. If we're going to lose in the next 12 to 24 hours, this lower line of this resistance 2 hours starts getting into the consolidation zone, and it's early for me to talk about the bear scenario under 2-hour time frame. 1-hour time frame. 1-hour time frame started flashing a bullish signal at around 34 and 34,500 level. So we went up all the way, as you can see, upper line of this resistance number 1, and we saw a rejection and retested it perfectly, this lower line of the support number 1, and since then we are on the bullish territory. So at the moment 1-hour time frame is consolidation zone. Again, losing at around 38,000 and 37,500, 1 hour will start giving us a bearish signal. However, I'm expecting in the next 48 hours, this level should hold, and then we are good to go towards the upside. If there will be an urgent update, I will update via my Twitter account. 30-minute time frame. On the 30-minute time frame, today earlier on, I shared this symmetric triangle pattern as an educational content via my Twitter account. So I was saying like no need to long at resistance, and do not rely on this type of patterns too much. Lately, most of them are failed under 30-minute and 120-minute time frames. So we need to learn when and how to use them if you guys are using this type of patterns. So what I was saying is, BTC loves to give a fake out on the lower time frame, as well as the mid time frame, if there is a consolidation in the market. So at the moment, higher time frame is heavily under the water, and as you can see, we are consolidating under higher time frames. As we can see that the under 30-minute time frame, if one took this trade, based on the symmetric triangle, you would have been stopped out by fake pump, and the price action came back right inside this triangle. So I was giving also T8 tip. During the consolidation, stay away from this type of patterns if you're not a professional, and always master how to use the horizontal support and resistance lines. You can follow me at Crypto Magnate 8 for an instant and market updates. So as you can see, if we're going to analyze this, BTC actually loves this type of fake outs, and then the way it pumped, we come back literally inside this symmetric triangle. If you took this trade based on this pattern, and you have to remember that we are at resistance, first main resistance at around 40,000 and 42,000, and I've been talking in the last 2 weeks. So if you're trying to long actually at a resistance, then you will highly likely lose money in this market. So the market works, you're going to buy at support and then you will sell at resistance, not the other way around. If you're a leverage trader, you're going to short at resistance, long at support again. We went all the way up, broke the structure, we came back. A little bit of consolidation at a resistance, and then we saw a decent dump on the market. So before you take a trade, as you can see, you have to know your levels. This resistance number 1, as I said, slightly I made it change. However, the other resistance and supports are exactly the same. And as you can see, wick to wick rejection, it is holding perfectly from the bottom line of this support number 1. And also you can see that $25 difference, we held the upper line of this support. And we got rejection right inside from this resistance number 2. So if you work with the horizontal support resistance lines, that is much more better than any trend line or any other indicators that you use as a support and resistance. Moving on to Ethereum. Ethereum under higher time frame, nothing has been changed. However, under 4-hour mid time frame, as I said in the last video, we have to be able to we have to hold this line and stay above the upper line of this support number 2 in the next 48 to 72 hours. However, as you can see, in the 48 hours, we couldn't manage to stay above this line, and again we came back right inside this support number 2, and we're maybe highly likely we will test upper line or this support number 1. So 4-hour time frame at the moment is consolidating around this area. Moving on to 2-hour time frame. When we look into 2-hour time frame, in the last video, as I said, highly likely we will get a rejection because 4-hour as well as the 2-hour time frames was under the water, and that's why I gave a time frame at around 42 to 72 hours. We have to hold this upper line of the support level. However, as you see, we couldn't hold it and we saw a decent dump in the market. So at the moment, 2-hour time frame is heavily under the bear's control. In order to be bullish, again, we have to break again the upper line of this support, claim it as a support, and we are good to go towards the resistance number 1. So this line is extremely important on the 4-hour as well as the 2-hour time frame. Moving on to 1-hour time frame. As soon as we broke the upper line of this support number 1, retested perfectly. Since then, 1-hour time frame started flashing a bullish signal. However, at the moment, 1-hour time frame, by losing the lower line of this support number 2, we are moving towards the bearish territory. If we're going to manage to enter again into this support, 1-hour time frame will be under the consolidation. So these are the levels. In the next 24 to 48 hours, if we're going to manage to break the upper line of this support, then 2-hour and 4-hour time frame starts moving towards the bullish zone, and then highly likely we will go to the resistance number 1. If we're going to lose on the daily time frame the lower line of this, and there is a chance that we will go and visit the support number 1. So this is a bearish and bullish scenario for the BTC and Ethereum. We came to an end of this episode, and if you guys enjoyed it, do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.